Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about two shocking, incredible things we learned from the 2024 U.S. presidential election about the Democrat Party. Some very, very bad news on their part, and we now know it because of Peter Zeihan. All right, so first of all, Peter Zeihan is a truth. He is a truth source for me. I believe that I would believe, he called the election wrong, right? So not everything that comes out of his mouth is truth. But here's the important part. One, easily 90% of what he says is true, in my humble opinion, right? And then that other 10% isn't true. He gets it wrong. He's not gaslighting. There's a difference there. There's a very big difference. I'm convinced that everybody who talked about a poll in 2024 presidential election, they were gaslighting. They knew. Everybody who was like, oh, listen to this blah, blah, blah poll, right? Like, they knew. They're 12 years they've been calling it wrong, right? And they were still it's snake oil. It's phrenology. In the 1800s, they would study people's skull and go and take a cranial measurement and go, oh, we know this, right? And the entire discipline was pure, absolute garbage junk, right? And that's polling, right? If somebody walks up to you with a clipboard, you're like, okay, yeah. You want to measure my skull, right? Like clearly what you're doing doesn't work, right? And then you report those numbers in with 5 unicorn tears and and some Hogwarts liquid. This is not real, right? Like, unbelievable. Okay, let me stay focused here. All right, so what did we learn from? So Peter Zeihan, first of all, he's shifted to this new model, and it is painful. So I still listen to him every day, right? But now his stuff is shifted back 1 week, right? And if you want the good, you got to get on Patreon, right? Which is, everybody got to make a buck. I get it, right? So it took. I didn't hear what he was wrong about the election. He did this video about why he was wrong on the election, and just like a million ideas came out of my head. All right, so first of all, what did we learn? We learned 2 things about the Democrats, and they are terrifying. Like, you think Terrifier 3 is scary? Wait until you hear these 2 new concrete realities of the Democrat Party. Here we go. Concrete reality number 1. Okay, the Democrat playbook does not work. Okay, the Republican playbook. So first of all, Donald Trump is actually not a Republican, not by any stretch of the imagination. So why do Republicans love him? Well, he runs the Republican playbook, right? Both parties have this playbook. Like, what's the Republican playbook? Deregulation, drill baby drill, walls, right? Like, and not even real walls, just like the idea of let's keep everybody out, right? Like that is a Republican. That's Republican value at this, yeah. So let's keep moving here. All right, so lowered taxes for everyone, okay, but extreme lower taxes for the wealthy, with a true belief in trickle down. And by the way, I do believe in trickle down. I absolutely believe in trickle down. If you don't know what trickle down is, just Google it, and I believe trickle down is absolutely true. People laugh. They ain't nothing to laugh at there. It is real. It is very real, right? All right. So, and the Republican playbook works, but the Democrat playbook does not work. Listen to that again. The Democrat playbook does not work. The Democrat, when there's nothing stopping Kamala Harris from ruling. She used the Democrat playbook. Inflation rose, crime rose, and war rose, right? And I know there are a lot of people who are like, oh, crime didn't rise, right? But the same way inflation didn't rise. Actually it was, I think was it Trevor? No, it was Justin Hunt, right? Really good guy. You should definitely check out his stuff if you get a chance. And he said, you can't tell people that the economy's good if they feel bad every day, right? And that is the same thing with crime. Like, you might even be able to bring out a chart that said crime went down. Everybody felt like that there were like barbarians knocking at the door, right? Like, everybody felt like crime was up. And again, it really don't matter what your chart says. It matters what people are feeling, right? And so basically, crime up, inflation up, war up, right? And the war one is undeniable. There were really smart people saying we're literally in World War III right now under Democrats. So the Democrat playbook does not work, right? And that means all your policies have to change, right? So, okay, next, this is a big one. So Peter Zeihan broke it down, and he's like, who the Democrat, okay, so first of all, who believes in the Democrat playbook, right? And actually, I didn't even list what it was, but they have a playbook, right? Who believes in the core principles of the Democrats, right? Well, it's only one group. We know this now from the election. It is white, higher educated, coastal elites, right? White, higher educated, coastal elites, okay? According to Zeihan. And he's like, guess what? That ain't a party. That's a book club. You cannot win an election with that. And they just proved it. Not only were they behind, they were massively behind. I mean, massively behind. It was a landslide, right? So the reality is, not only does the Democrat playbook not work, right? And the Republican playbook does, right? But in addition to that, the Democrat Party right now is, and the only people who will vote with the Democrats for what the Democrats say they're going to do is white, higher educated, coastal elites. And you cannot win an election. That, Zeihan put it best. That is not a political party. That is a book club, right? And actually, it's pretty wild. That's really spot on, because that's what they're doing. They're not winning elections. They're not governing. They're reading a bunch of books that complain about Trump, right? They're reading the same books, and then they're squawking at each other about these ideas that go nowhere, that don't actually govern, and it's really bad. So that's what we learned. That's where we're at. It's rough. It is rough up in these streets, man, for the Democrats. Those are two concrete realities that are more terrifying than anything you would watch in Terrifier 3, which I could not watch because it's too scary. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.